which will be wild to me. What happens then? Do they still have to report it?
You don't have to report it, but what you can do is you can carry those losses forward. So you can carry those forward for a number of years. So if you've got gains then in the following years, you can, as long as you keep all the records of those losses, you can offset those losses on future gains.
And that will be done by keeping hold of your tax summary.
Yeah, keep hold of your tax summary, and then you can submit that along with the returns that you submit when you've got some gains to declare. And then you can be quite smart about that.
Okay.
It's a good point because it's something that a lot of people neglect to do.
So you said it'll be 30 days for someone selling the property. What if it was someone selling stocks now? Is it still 30 days? They've got to...
No, that's just
self-assessment.
Standard. Yeah.
Self-assessment tax form they fill in.
Exactly, yeah.
January 31st.
Yeah, the following year.
Cool. So, I mean, that's a deadline. If anyone goes past the deadline, what happens?
Fines.
Fines.
Yeah, so you get fined a fixed amount. I can't remember actually all the figures now, but there's a fixed amount you get fined, and then if it gets delayed longer, then you start to occur sort of daily and weekly fines until it's paid off. So you've got the tax plus your fines. So the longer it goes on, the more and more you will owe them.
Jeez.
Yeah, they don't mess around. And they will be all over it.
Okay, so we're going to move on a bit now. Just a question out of interest. If you only had £1,000, where would you put it and why?
Would depend on my circumstances. If I had no other money, then it would go into savings. I'd find the highest interest rate savings account I could find and put it in there. So instant access.
Leave it always accessible, but earning as much as you can on it while it's sitting. Stagnant.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Gold at an all-time high right now. Would you say it's a sound investment?
Gold's always a sound investment for the long term. So if you're investing for the long term, I wouldn't worry about the entry price as long as you're confident in what you're investing in.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a tricky one to answer because it depends entirely on why you're investing in gold. Are you investing to hold? In which case, sure, you could wait if you wanted to try and see if the price drop, but we might be at the bottom of a long bull run in the gold market.
Yeah.
So if you want to invest in gold and you're going to hold it for the long term because you're confident in that as an investment, then don't let the current price affect the day that you're going to invest.
See, for the last 20, 30 years, from the research I've done when looking at the gold charts, I've seen that gold has typically tripled every 10 years, which obviously indicates that if anyone is going to hold it, 10 years is a good, plan, the earliest selling point you should even be looking at,
Yeah.
Because from here, it can still go back down to 1,800 or something like that.
Yeah.
But in 10 years' time from now, if it carries on the trend that it is, which things don't always, but gold is something that is becoming more scarce.
Yeah.
I think we could be seeing 7,500 per ounce of gold in the next 10 years. And then from there, it will be, 22,500 10 years later after that.
Triples,
if it does follow that trend. And at that point, I do believe that I was talking to someone about this because I do Uber as a side hustle. I was talking to a lawyer and he was talking to me about investments and stuff and what he puts his money into. And he was saying to me, why does silver never move? And it made me look at silver, and I'd seen that silver does move. In fact, it's made a decent gain in the last couple months, really, which, I mean, it's grown by £3, which doesn't sound like much, but I believe an ounce of silver is probably about 30 quid anyway. Yeah. So for an investment to grow by 10% in the last month, it's pretty decent.
10% in a month is good.
Yeah. But I mean, if we're looking at the entirety, like over a last year or last 5 years, then it probably hasn't moved that much.
Yeah.
But I was thinking that as gold becomes more and more expensive for someone to even own just an ounce of it, people will start turning to more alternatives in precious metals, where silver will probably start to see a shine and people will start accumulating more silver, as gold would just be too expensive for the average person to buy anyway.
Yeah, I think there's also slightly more commercial use for silver and commodities like copper.
Yeah.
Like all these raw materials. Copper's a really good example of one that could potentially be a very sought after material, with the increase in sort of the EV market and electricity becoming a kind of much more dominant sort of energy holding lithium batteries, and the copper that's required to build those. There's a use for those types of commodities.
Yeah.
Gold is it always has been, and as far as we know will be for a long time, is the original source and store of wealth.
Yes.
When you start branching into other commodities, then they are fluctuating along with their demand. Gold's demand is purely based on it's a store of wealth. It's a reflection on the rest of the global economy. Whereas, silver has its uses, copper has its uses, and they will move up and down depending on supply and demand.
Yeah. So, I mean, when I first started Ubering maybe 6, 7, 8 months ago, whatever it was, back in December, jeez, time's flying. It's like 9 months ago now, 9, 10 months. All right.
Yeah.
So I had someone in the car and he was talking about investments as well. And he told me, buy copper. In the next 10 years, copper's going to go up 100 times. Mm-hmm. And obviously, a lot of people do that all the time. He might have just heard that from a YouTube video and he's just,
Yeah.
blind leading the blind, as you say, right?
Yeah.
But then, when you do your research, there are some things that would point towards that these things will grow in value if the current trend of electric vehicles and etc. keeps going the way it's going, But at the time, I'm pretty sure you was thinking that all vehicles are meant to be electric by 2030. That was something they were talking about some years ago.
Yeah.
But I think they've pushed that back now.
Yeah, they have. Is it 2050 now or 2035?
2035,
2035, yeah. I'm sure they'll push that back again at some point.
Yeah, it's a hard challenge to do.
10 years away, yeah.
It's
not long.
Like 5 when they said it in the first place, I was like, how?
Yeah, yeah, I know.
How,
You cannot physically produce like that many cars that quickly.
Exactly,
Yeah.
And even still, now I still think 2035, how? And
yeah.
Who's to say? I don't even want an electric car by 2035 anyway. I think a hybrid is perfect.
Yeah.
An electric car, too reliant on a power source always.
Yeah, and the infrastructure, which is not quite there yet.
Nowhere near it, especially with people want to charge at home.
Yeah.
Most of us can't charge at home.
Yeah.
Live in blocks of flats. If you live in a block of